Sorry, everybody. There, that's better. Hello, everybody. I'm just doing another video of my thoughts. Just to let you know, if you hear majority of it, if the F word, it's because I'm frustrated. I'll try not to use it as much. It's just because I get frustrated. There's something that I saw today that I would like to speak about. Kind of like what Dr. Phil did today. Because I think it's important for people to hear, what people are meant to do, but they're not doing in this day and age,
Manhattan Project, 129,000 people at its peak, 80,000 plus construction workers, 40,000 employees, all coming together and working as a team, with everybody pulling their weight and putting it together. And tonight, we've been debating the difference in a generational ideology about how you succeed in the workplace. And it's a different world than when I was younger. My next guest, Shira, says she doesn't follow all the social media work trends because she doesn't think jobs are necessary. She doesn't think they're necessary at all. So you say you don't like a boss being able to control you at work or tell you what needs to be done?
Absolutely. It is so controlling, and they put out all of these fear tactics, and it's soul crushing. It's something that we are not meant to do as people here on this earth. We are not meant to work for our money. Money is something that can come towards us.
I have a question. Do you get what they call hungry?
That's a good one.
Absolutely. And in fact, actually, I live in a homeless program. I don't have this support that you guys are talking about. I don't have people to uplift me or encourage me or say, go get a job, go do this, go work hard. I had to do it myself.
Who gave this freak life anyway?
Well, what did you figure out?
I learned from people who were actually rich, millionaires, multi-millionaires who wrote books. They put work in, yes, they put effort, but you do not have to put that much effort in. You are supposed to go towards what makes you happy.
So, now, I got my opinions down on Facebook as well, or on my notes as well. Put my head down because I think it's so stupid, as much as I would like to say it, but the facts and what I feel is completely different. Because I think we get these types of people all over the world, even where I live in Canada, that people just don't agree with going to work, and put my head down because I am disappointed. I am disgusted. It is disgusting because I think, not saying this is a comparison, but in my opinion, this is how I feel about some people, that yes, you should go towards what makes you happy. You should work towards whatever makes you happy as well, But that doesn't make any sense because people work towards what makes them happy, right? And I don't get what this woman is saying because none of it makes sense. And like I said, how I feel and the facts are two completely different things because I only see it happening in the States. So I feel like, well, people in Canada would never be like that. People in Canada don't get paid to sit on their asses. They go to work, Like, oh, I never heard in my country, In fact, there probably is a lot of that happening, People just don't want to go to work, and it's disgusting because when my grandma was young as a kid, her friends, people in her age when she was a kid, you know, even women when they were old enough, women still got a job. Maybe they didn't exactly do the things that they do now because women in society weren't labeled in society as like being as strong as men. So some of them, and if she thinks that she doesn't know how to work because she's a woman, or so-called woman, because that's what it seems to be like, people in general are meant to work. I mean, like, even women, back when my grandparent was a kid, even the ones that didn't really do welding or be police officer, they still earn their money to some degree, A lot of them did gardening, a lot of them did sewing and painting and made their own clothes, And so many people, even before my grandparents' age, people are meant to work. People are born to do something productive as well as do something that what makes them happy. I mean, like, no doubt in my mind. But in order to do something happy, you need to put in a long, hard effort. You need to go out and find what makes you happy. Not just go on social media and bitch about it. And influence people not to get a job. Like, I honestly don't think I have ever seen somebody so shitty, so bitchy, so lazy, and so dumb in my life. And I hope I never will see that. If people out there that can be any more stupid than that, then, other than creating mass murder and that, then, this just takes a cake because people that commit mass murder even have a job. Like, even if they have to go out there and legally buy a gun to do it, well, at least they're putting in more of the effort than you are. Some people are. Like, holy girl. I mean, like, they say that crime doesn't pay either. And while that's true, we shouldn't get paid either to just be lazy and sit around and do nothing. You know, we shouldn't get paid to do that either. And these people on Dr. Phil, that what I was watching today, you know, were dressed very immaculate, you know, their hair looked all clean, and it's like, you know, where did they get like $200 or $300 for clothing anyway? Like, are you serious? Like, where does she get all her money? Why can't people that have literally lost everything get the money that she has? Why don't people pay them? You know? Mm-mm. I know that crime doesn't pay well, and being lazy should be a crime. They should stop criminalizing people for being homeless and give people like this woman a $300 to $400 ticket for not working. She should pay a big fine for not being able to go to work, for not finding a job, and just being lazy about it. You know? Because there's some people out there that have worked. I follow the Invisible People on YouTube, and let me tell you, they worked extremely hard. Lots of them had jobs. Lots of them had their own businesses. Lots of them did really, really, really well for themselves. You know, pardon me. Lots of them had their own houses. They had nice houses because they worked hard. You know, and yeah, sometimes, you know, as a teenager, you know, maybe they did work for a boss that was kind of controlling versus, you know, and telling them how to do their job. Yes, maybe they did feel controlled, but they still went to work. They still went through that pain and suffering every day, and that's the reason why they own a coffee shop. That's the reason why they own their own restaurant. That's the reason why they are successful in life. Because I feel like sometimes, depending on the person, right? You can't ever be happy in life unless you feel what it's like to feel sad, you know, and mad and angry with something, you know? Like, that's why I'm disgusted. Like, I'm disgusted why this girl gets like $3,000 a month while people like me only get like 800. You know, I don't get why she gets all the money and lots of people don't, you know, because, and she said that she lives in a homeless shelter, she has no support, and it's like, well, yeah, duh, because your parents don't want to deal with your shit. You know, that's not the reason why you're born. And I feel bad for the people's parents that have to bring them into this life only to not even have a life. You know, they give them life, and for what purpose? You know, they have no idea, and sometimes they don't even care how much work their parents have to do to put the food on the table to feed them. You know? I'm telling you, if these girls were my daughter, these girls were my children, I would say, you know what? You're a person. I brought you into this life to have a life. And the fact that you are choosing to just sit on your ass and go in public and party or hang out with your friends, you know, that's not what people are. Yeah, people are meant to do that. But after they had a job, like, you don't have to work a 9-to-5 job, but you certainly have to find something, you know, to do with your life. And, you know, and if you're not going to do that, then I'm not going to allow you to live under my roof, because I not get pregnant or to bring a bum into my house. You know? That's what I would tell her. You know? That is what I would tell her. I would tell her it's bad enough that you have a backside. I don't want a talking bum in my house. You know? You know? So, yeah. And let me tell you, years ago, even when I was a kid, you know? Even when I was a kid, that was over 20 years ago, you know? Teenagers and that, they got a job. I remember, I'll never forget those days that my sister really wanted to get a job and earn her own money. Right? That was before she was like 16. She was like 14, 15. She said, you know, I wish I had a job. That way I can pay for whatever I want. Right? I will never forget that. Never forget that. And lots of people, majority of people, you know, when I was a kid, they did that. They wanted to work because they wanted to earn money. They wanted to make money to buy stuff for themselves. They wanted to have their own money. They didn't want to be asking their parents all the time, because not only that, the parents would say no, but they probably wouldn't get the stuff that they wanted, so that at least they wanted a job, you know? And plus, when I was a kid, nobody just paid somebody to sit on their bike behind, you know? Nobody pays me to sit on my butt all day. Otherwise, my grandmother, I would be rich because my grandmother would be paying me $20 or even 10. Right now. I don't expect, you know, I don't just sit on my bum and say, hey, grandma, give me my money. I don't do that. Right? Well, it's not fair that she should be doing that to other people, or however she's getting her money. I don't think that's fair, you know? And this is coming from me, unfortunately, but because I have autism, like I said in my previous videos, I have autism and rare chromosome disorder, which causes me to have lots of anxiety issues. So I probably wouldn't get hired for a job, because, you know, if I worked at a coffee shop or at a restaurant, I would probably eat all the food off the customer's plate. You know, I would. I'm not lying. Like the customer's food would have been gone, you know? I would have eaten their meal, you know? Same with the coffee shop, you know? If I worked at it to Morton's or Country Style, all them donuts would be gone. You know? If I worked at a bank, it would be like $20 for me, $8 for this person, $15 for me, $10 for that person. I'm putting the money in the vault, you know? So, yeah. Like, some things that are tempting to me, it just wouldn't make sense for me, you know, especially at a bank. I mean, like, or at a coffee shop. I mean, like, that's kind of the same thing. Because when you get told to handle the money and put it in the vault, whoosh, I don't think you want to trust me with that job. You know? I'd be racking in cash like nothing. Right? So, and knowing that I would be caught on camera doing that. So, it's like, and it's like, you really want to hire somebody like me? I don't think so. There's some people out there that maybe aren't right for that job. You know? Maybe, you know, because of temptation issues or whatever, you know? And for them people, sometimes it's like they can't help it. Sometimes it's like, but I also get anxiety, like, oh my God, my dad had to get up at 6 o'clock every morning. Sometimes 5 o'clock, because his lunch ready. He'd be at the door by 7. He would come home, and he would get very frustrated because things would happen at work that he didn't really want to talk about. So I understand that things happen at work that probably, you know, you wake up in the morning and you don't plan on that happening. Sometimes he said that he would drive his truck and then it would break down or something and then he had to fix it. Or sometimes, you know, he would get told, I guess, or sometimes he would feel he was getting told how to do his job when he knew how to do it. And he was a very good worker, you know? So, there's a lot more to, you know, like, getting a job. I mean, like, people, you know, the fact is that people like, for example, so I like to paint, right? Like, I painted a couple gift boxes and I posted them on Marketplace to make money. That's how I like to earn my money. That's what makes me happy while doing it, and I'm proud of it. So I try to share it because I know that it might make other people feel happy, and that it's like winning the lottery to me. You know? I'm already racking in cash just for seeing people happy. You know? And, you know, when people walk away happy, it makes me feel really happy. You know? Because not only do I get money, but they're also happy with the product they bought. And as long as somebody's walking away with a smile, but it's more than just painting. Like, you have to get out all the stuff, right? You have to set out what you want to paint, right? And then after, when you're done, you have to wait for it to dry and then add on what you want to add on to it. You know? And then, of course, when you're done, you got to put it all away. That's the hardest part. You know? Sometimes that's the most difficult part. But I do it, and it doesn't seem like much work, but when you're the one who has to do it, it's like, it's really hard. It's not easy. It's not rocket science, but it's not like driving a car. Well, kind of. I guess it's like, you know, it's not like, you know, get a leash on your dog and then go for a walk. It's not like that. You know, it's much more harder, and the time it takes to do it, it's very hard. So there's a lot more that goes into it. And then that's so the fact that somebody would even say such things like that, it's disgusting, you know? And the fact that a person at her age doesn't really want to work, and some other people at their age doesn't even want to work, and would rather be lazy. I mean, like, I'm sorry to say it, but a plastic bag that has 20 holes in it is able to provide more support. Is able to provide, you know, more help, you know?
It's 8 o'clock.
Okay.
That's long enough. We won't run it anyway. It's too long. It's 8 o'clock.
And, you know, and I know there's no comparison, but our washing machine works harder than they do, you know? Because as soon as you turn it on, it's like it does all the work for you, you know? It washes all your clothes. It actually benefits, you know? So, for the people that live in apartments and that, and you have to pay to use a washing machine, well, that's good, because it's actually doing all the work, you know? And some people just go on there, once they throw the clothes in there, that's it. It's like, I don't even think that this woman wants to do that, you know? Like, these people are useless. Like, they're lazy, they're useless, and they're the reason why I don't want to have children, you know? Because I couldn't even imagine giving life to somebody who doesn't even want to have one, you know? You know? I couldn't even, like, I want to work. I really do. I wish I could be more busier and paint a bit longer, which I have. But, you know, sometimes it's just harder for me. But I still do it sometimes, you know? because I enjoy it when I do it. And I'm actually putting in the work because I paint and that, you know. So I am actually doing something to earn my money. When I do it, when I do post it for sale, I am doing something to earn my money. I just didn't buy those gift boxes that I paint. I just didn't buy them painted and then there you go sell them. Like, no. I actually went down the art aisle and bought those gift boxes that you paint. Made out of wood that you paint and that you decorate in that. I just had to buy the gift box, but I literally put in the work to paint it. So, and yet people don't seem to be buying my artwork, and I don't understand why. Like, some jackasses get like $3,000 or $4,000 every day just to get their hair done in nice clothes. They don't even work. Like, how's that possible? Like, and yet some homeless people that actually did have a job, that actually did create a successful life, you know, don't really get that much money. They get criminalized for being homeless. You know, they get a ticket for being homeless, and it's not like it's their fault. They didn't do anything. And they didn't do anything to be on the streets either. You know? I don't know why they became homeless, like, but I know a death in the family, or they just got injured or something. They couldn't go to work. You know? And of course, disability doesn't pay enough. In the States and in Canada, you know? There was a guy on the news today saying that he used to be a truck driver and he got injured. He only gets $800 from ODSP, you know? Like, what the heck is that? And what the heck is that about?
Hey, Lee, can you cut it off now?
I just wish people would just get a job, and because people are meant to work. Like I said, when we do laundry, our washing machine actually has more of a job than they do. These people do here, what I was watching today.
That's silly.
You know, it does majority of the work that they should be doing. You know, it works harder than these people do.
Okay, Lee, can you cut it off now?
These people just sit down on the road and make signs and then, you know, saying help, give me money or something like that. And yet people do. Right?
Did you hear me, Lee?
I just don't understand that. You know?
Okay?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, come on now. That's enough. Getting really carried away there. It's after 8 o'clock now.
I know that crime doesn't pay, but neither does sitting on your behinds. You know? Just saying. And I won't be the one paying, yes, so there. I don't have to worry about that, so I'm not throwing you any money.